of the night burning bright, yeah, no stop. Wheels scream and spit that fire, dirt and gravel they pop. Oil slick under the street lights, the shadows start to dance. Adrenaline like thunder, man, give me that last chance. Wednesday night, street fights, racing for the win. Broken steel and busted dreams, we wear it on our skin. Smell the fumes, taste the danger, hold tight to the wheel. This ain't no love song, baby, this is raw real. Crowds gather up like wolves, howling for that speed. Races blood pumping fast, gasoline is all they need. Tracks alive like a monster, the dirt flies and bends. Ruthless turns, hard turns, savage till the night ends. Wednesday night, street fights, racing for the win. Broken steel and busted dreams, we wear it on our skin. Smell the fumes, taste the danger, hold tight to the wheel. This ain't no love song, baby, this is raw real. Underneath the moonlight, crowds roar so loud. Pride's in the throttle, not in faces of a crowd. A brotherhood of metal, sweat, gears, that grind. Cross that line or get left behind. Cold air cuts the dawn, still our fires rage. Holding bruises like trophies, exhaling battle cage. The stands are empty now, but the ghosts they remain. This dirt track story sings forever in our veins. Wednesday night, street fights, racing for the win. Broken steel and busted dreams, we wear it on our skin. Smell the fumes, taste the danger, hold tight to the wheel. This ain't no love song, baby, this is raw real. This is raw real.
Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in as we get ready to rumble here this evening as the Dirt Warrior Racing League Trinity Series back in action here this fine Friday afternoon. As every one of these drivers looking to try to put themselves up and into the dirt track at Charlotte Victory Lane here this evening. Qualifying already taking place. Drivers now hopping out on the racetrack for a quick warm-up session, making sure that their cars are absolutely perfect, absolutely set up to the maximum here this afternoon, trying to put themselves into the best spot and the best finish that they possibly can. As Brian Underwood, Brian, my boy, coming in, says, a busy man, Mr. Peacemaker. Brian, brother, you know it, every single night we are live. Work every single day, every single night. We're right back at it right up here in the broadcast booth, bringing you guys non-stop amazing racing action. As out there on the racetrack, you do see a pair of the DWR rides right there. That's William Hargreaves and that 57 of Jim Revis as they continue to battle out there on the racetrack. As my girl, Stacy Benton, Stacy coming in, showing the big love here in this one. The big D of the day going to my girl Stacy with the 50-star dono right out of the gate, dropping the big star bombs here this afternoon. Stacy also coming with that like on the stream. Tony Ladner, Tony Ladner also coming in with that like on the stream. And Papa Mike, Michael Dickinson. How are you, Papa Mike? Papa Mike showing the love as well with that heart reaction. How are you, Papa Mike? Hopefully you're having yourself a wonderful week, man. Hopefully you're having yourself a great Friday afternoon, and hopefully you're ready for the weekend. Unfortunately, I work all weekend. I'm in the middle of like I don't even know, 8-day swing, something like that, 7-8-day swing here on the old work schedule, and every single day up here in the broadcast booth, and burning it at both ends of the candle, but we ain't slowing down one little bit. As Brian Underwood says, hey, William Hargreaves, small world from the old Xbox days. There you go, baby. Hey, you never know when you're going to see another fellow racer out there on the racetrack, and here tonight you get to see that beautiful 71 machine of Hargreaves out there on the speedway. That Dirt Panda ride, always fresh, always fast out there. As we do see a couple new faces here. We do see Chase Meredith out there, as well as a couple other cats like Tyrell Todd out there. Ryan Carlisle out there on the racetrack is the RIP Cow machine out there on the speedway, looking very good in that 38 ride. Steven Stefanski, Dakota Brown, both out there on the racetrack looking for some good runs, and there is that Papa Mike Promotions 618 engraving and designs ride, the Mama Bear Papa Mike HNL ride of Bryce Dickinson. Brycey Bear ready to go to battle here this afternoon. Justin Johnson out there in his TNT Racing number 38 machine. Lon Franks out there in that DWR iRacing iFlag number 10. Franks sits second here in this warm-up session. Seth Castle looking fresh and fast here as well in that beautiful Gucky Floyd Consulting number 4. Ryan Castle, good to see him back out there on the racetrack, having some good runs, and hopefully see him get a good finish here this evening, as he looked good last time we saw him out there, but just could not find his way into victory lane. As my boy Tyson Motherfluffin Pancake sets it off here in this one with a 200-star bombing. Gonna take over the big D of the day. That the schlong on this guy, I gotta tell you, it's pretty average. No, I'm just kidding. It's pretty big. A big D right there for Tyson Pankow as he comes in with a 200-star bomb. And shout out there to my boy Tyson, showing the love here in this one, as DWRL, the Dirt Warrior Racing League, coming in, sharing that stream, as well as, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you haven't already, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button. As my boy, hey, it's Kev, what's good? How are you, brother? How you doing this afternoon? Hey, it's Kev says, no nights off, man. Laugh out loud. Yeah, the no nights off, man. Absolutely no nights off. How are you, brother? What is up, piece? What's up, brother? How are you? How you doing this afternoon? Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Practice is done. Qualifying is over. It's time to rumble. It's time to party. It's time to get it on like Donkey Kong, as it's time for our A-main feature event. 65 laps of racing action here from the dirt track at Charlotte, and each and every one of these drivers going to be looking to try to put themselves up and into victory lane. As Adam Oxley with that like on the stream, my boy Tyson Pankow coming in with the laughing face there, as he definitely enjoyed that one with the big D of the day, the big star bomb in here this evening, as we'll get ready to pull the rest of the field out there onto the racetrack. We'll get ready to set these drivers loose and put on a pretty good show. This is going to be an absolutely amazing show, as this is going to be really, really fun. Honestly, an interesting race. This is a tricky track. Tricky track to try to navigate around, especially with how many drivers are going to be pretty much starting this race, as we go with the top 20, and then we give some provisionals in there as well. So there's a little bit of different things going on here for these drivers, as sometimes we do, certain things, we do different kind of aspects of it, everything else, and when there's a bigger track, a harder track, and you end up with a lot of drivers out there on the racetrack, there can be chaos, there can be nothing but good, hard, straight up racing out there on the speedway. You just never quite know how these races are going to play out, so you always got to have your strategy in the back of your pocket, whether or not you want to try to save tires and wait till later in the race to try to navigate your way to the front, or just try to keep yourself in a picture perfect position at the front of the field all evening long, and just hope that that your tires don't fall off. As you do see that 4 right of Seth Castle. Castle is going to get the EOL. He is going to go to the back of the pack here after qualifying in that pole position. Is now that's going to move the Team No Love. Number 29 of Lane Phillips out in front. Chase Meredith into second. Bryce Dickinson going to start there in third with Tyrell Todd there in fourth. Chad Puterbo, Dakota Proud, Jim Revis, Lon Franks, Ryan Carlisle, Brandon Van Houten, Nick Camper back there in position number 11 with Cameron Stefanski, Marcos Pace, Tyler Jackson, William Hargreaves, Chris Hill, Justin Johnson, Cody McCoy, Jeremy Aiken, Steven Stefanski, Seth Castle bringing up the rear of the field as 21 drivers take that green flag as we end all the anticipation with our feature presentation here from the dirt track at Charlotte. Is quickly Lane Phillips onto the loud pedal looking to just run away with this one as that Team No Love BMI machine out in front continue to try to keep these drivers back there behind him as the Kilgore Consulting ride continues to lead the way. Chase Meredith, though, right there on his back bumper, and the Old Spice Tracker Boats number 8 machine is the Bass Pro Shop ride, trying to hunt him down in Bright Sea Bear. Bryce Dickinson having himself a great day so far as he sits there in position number 3. Tyrell Todd there on his back bumper in position number 4, and looking for more. Chad Puterbo back there in 5th with Franks, Van Houten, Dakota Proud, Jim Revis, and Cameron Stefanski rounding out our top 10 is, huge shout out, my boy coming in, setting it off. It's Adam Oxley now with the biggest D of the day. The big D of the day goes to Adam here this afternoon. Mr. Oxley, he's hung like an elephant. I swear to gosh, he's hung like an elephant. The 500-star bomb in here in this one. The new big D of the day here this afternoon is Mama Bear. How are you, Mama Bear? She says, hello, my boy Aaron. Hello, Mama Bear. How are you? Coming in showing the love here in this one with that heart reaction this afternoon as Tyson Pankow says, don't save, burn it down. Burn it down, he says. No saving out there on the racetrack. You got to get everything you can. Is out in front and quickly taking what he can is that 8-rider Chase Meredith. Chase jumps up into the top spot here in that Tracker Boats Bass Pro Shops number 8 machine, taking the race lead away from Lane Phillips. Phil slides back to second. Now has Bryce Dickinson right there on his back bumper as Bryce still trying to hold off that number 37, right? Actually, I don't know what number's on the hood of this car. It's the actual number 2 car here this evening, but no numbers on the side. There is a 2 on the roof of it as a beautiful paint scheme there for him as Tyrell Todd rolls there in position number 4. Lon Franks now finds himself up inside the top 5 as he just slides in front of his Dirt Warrior Racing League teammate there, Chad Puterbo. Puterbo slides back into that 6th position as they're 3 wide right here behind him. It is the 76 of Van Houten up on the high side. Dakota Proud in the middle, and here comes the Tommy Gun Customs, that Jurassic Shark machine of Tyler Jackson. T-Jack right down low looking to keep on moving his way back up towards the front of the field. As we look at our pole sitter, the driver that started, was supposed to start out in front, had to take that EOL. The Cocky Floyd Consulting KR1 Dirty South Speed Shop number 4 right of Seth Castle. Castle back there in that 18th position. Unfortunately, hasn't really moved too far forward, but his strategy could be a totally different game plan here today as he trying to keep himself kind of just in the picture, but maybe just trying to keep himself on the lead lap, save those tires, have something for late in this race. As Brycey Bear coming in with the heart reaction as well. What's good, Brycey Bear? Brycey Bear smashing that heart reaction. And my girl, Tasha Hackney coming in, showing the big love. How are you, Tasha? Tasha coming in not only with the heart reaction here this evening, but also coming in with the 50-star dono, setting it off here in this one as we see our first caution flag. Actually, have we seen the caution flag fly yet? Sometimes there it is. Okay, the caution flag does come out as it looks like some issues here. Chris Hill's going to get tied up in it. I do believe Ryan Carlisle here in the 38 ride could be the start of it right there as he kind of travels up the racetrack. I don't know if he travels up or if the 71 comes down, but nonetheless, they're going to make contact right there. They get tied together. He goes back up the track, stuffs him and the 5 rider Chris Hill up into the outside fence, and then heavy damages. There goes Camper right into that Dirt Warrior Racing I flag number 71 right of Hargreaves. Hargreaves ends up with some pretty significant damage there out of that one as well. As let's take another look at it, get another angle here, and see the contact as It does look like Hargreaves kind of coming down, trying to get the run off the hill, and the 38 sliding up. Unfortunately, they just kind of meet in the middle, and unfortunately, around goes Hargreaves. The 38 and the 5H get tied together, and 30 South Speed Shot Machine hard contact up into the outside fence. Cody McCoy getting a little damage there as well, and he's 5.6 graphics at number 13. And then watch this 23. All of a sudden, there's that 71 parked right there in the racetrack, and nowhere for him to go. Slams right into the back end there of Hargreaves, and big damage there for the 23. Let's jump on board here with this 23 ride and see what he can see here as he's sliding down through corner number 3 and 4. Sees these cars starting to wreck. He tries to go for the middle, and all of a sudden, 71's parked right there. Nowhere for him to go. Not enough time to try to drive down low, and unfortunately some pretty heavy right front damage there for him as we'll get them all stacked up, racked up, ready to try this all over again as we'll get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing as Chase Meredith leading the way here in this Bass Pro Shops number 8 machine. As Mama Bear cheered on Bricey Bear, Lane Phillips, Jim Revis, and my boy Tyler Jackson as Craig Michael Deacon says TNL throwback. Let's go, Lane, he says right there. Let's go. And my girl Tasha showing the big love as well. Showing it again to Tasha, coming in with the 50-star dono. And my boy Matt Fletcher, Matty, what's good, buddy? Matty coming in showing the love. Says, hey, Aaron, what's up, Matty? How are you, brother? Matty coming in showing the love as well this afternoon as Tasha says, go Bryce Dickinson, cheering on Bricey Bear here this afternoon as Bricey Bear looking at trying to put himself up and into victory lane, but they're all chasing down that 8 ride of Chase Meredith early on as Phillips and Dickinson right there on his back bumper. You see Lon Frank trying to race his way up and through the top 5 as he's trying to figure out a way to get around Tyrell Todd, but he's now got to keep himself in a straight line as he's got that 8 ride of Tyler Jackson coming in a quick hurry as the Jurassic Shark DWR ride, the 8 machine of T-Jack down low looking to try to race his way up inside the top 5 here as they're almost 3 wide again down through the middle of 3 and 4 as here comes that 76 of Brandon Van Houten, Chad Puderbo, that 2 right, and they're 3 wide again down across the line as the White Knuckle setup shops Dakota Proud sticking his nose right in between the 20 and the 2. They get a little squirrely right there down the back straightaway. Luckily enough, everyone able to keep their carts pointing the right direction, and now here comes that Sexton paint and body number 47 machine. That is Marco's Pace. Marco's in a different paint scheme here, a new ride here for that Dirty South Speed Shop Cocky Floyd Consulting number 47 ride. Marco's up inside the top 10 now as he rolls that inside lane trying to race his way up towards the front of the field as we see Marco's in the TNT racing ride, but doesn't look like that's a thing anymore. It looks like that's a thing of the past as now the 47 ride's got that Cocky Floyd Consulting badge on the hood of his car here this afternoon. Jim Revis right there to his outside as he's trying to get a big run, trying to figure out a way to get around his DWR teammate out there as the pair of iRacing iFlag rides roll the outside lane. You see Seth Castle right there into the mix, trying to race his way up to the front here as well. Our pole sitter trying to work his way up and through the traffic. Took it easy there in our opening laps and now trying to figure out a way to get back up there, trying to figure out a way to get out in front as Matt Fletcher, Matty says maybe someday I'll make it back on one of your streams, brother. Any day, brother. Any day. You let me know. Whatever series it is, I'll get you into it. Whether it's dirt track, asphalt, it doesn't matter. We could be racing in go-karts or golf balls. We could be doing anything, brother. You let me know. Even Call of Duty or something, man. I'll get you back in here. I'll get you back in here into the broadcast booth. That's for certain. As Chase Meredith continuing to lead the way here. Chase Meredith out in front in that number 8 ride as Lane Phillips sticking right there with him, not letting him run away with it. Bryce Dickinson back there in third, but here comes a big run from Tyler Jackson. T-Jack throws it in there, deep slides up in front of that 76 of Van Houten. They're door to door as the caution flag is going to fly once again. Caution flag back out onto the racetrack, and this time looks like Jim Revis, Tyrell Todd, they're going to get tied together here. Let's take a look as the DWR iRacing iFlag 57 ride rolling the outside groove right here, looking good, looking fresh, sends it into the corner, and all of a sudden, oh man, the 2 right already turned around. Hargreaves hard contact into that one as well. Let's take a look and see what happens here. The Tyrell is, he's trying to get a good run to the outside of this 76 of Brandon Van Houten. I do believe there's going to be a little contact right here. Right there, gets shoved up into the fence. Contact there for Lon Franks, and then Jim Ravis, Chad Puderbo nowhere to go, and I do believe Hargrave's going to come in here late and just kind of tee these guys off, and unfortunately heavy damage here for this 71 ride right there. Big hit, front end damage galore for a lot of these drivers. A lot of big hits, a lot of heavy hits out there on the racetrack, and not a lot that these cats could do except for just try to get checked up, try to get out of the way, as this is a big wreck here at the front of the field and right in the driving lane as Lon Franks, Jim Ravish, Chad Puderbo. A lot of these drivers get absolutely tore up out there on the racetrack. Hargreaves in there as well. A lot of fast drivers right there getting some heavy damage. They're going to look to get their cars repaired and try to get back into the action here, as that's going to reset our grid right now, as it's going to keep Chase Meredith out in front. The 29, Elaine Phillips, going to be in position number 2 still, with Bryce Dickinson there in 3rd. Now, I do believe into position number 4 is the 76 of Brandon Van Houten. T-Jack Tyler Jackson had fallen back into the 5th position. Cameron Stefanski, Seth Castle up into position number 8 here, as he's got Marcos Pace, his now teammate in the Cocky Floyd Consulting, Dirty South Speed Shop, KR1 Machines. They're in position number 7 and 8. Cody McCoy in the 19 of the Coda Proud, rounding out our top 10 is Nick Camper, Steven Stefanski, Justin Johnson in his TNT Racing 5-6 Graphics number 38 ride, trying to race his way up towards the front of the field. Chris Hill right there in his beautiful 5H ride, rolling back there in the 14th position. Ryan Carlisle, William Hargreaves, Jim Ravis, Lon Franks back there in position number 19, with Chad Puderbo right to his outside as Tyrell Todd off the racetrack, and I do believe Jeremy Aikens also not out there on the speedway. Dale Slides not jumping out there for some of this action. We did have a couple of drivers that I would have thought had, some free passes here, some opportunities to race in this one, as Brandon Holtmeyer, Dale Slides, some of those guys, Chad Stewart as well, some of these cats that we've seen in multiple races before potentially could have ran here tonight, but have not jumped out there on the racetrack, or unfortunately did not get the opportunity to race in this one, as all of a sudden we see Tyler Jackson out in front. Where did the Jurassic Shark ride come from? Where in the world did something happen? As, oh baby, it's getting squirrely back here behind him, as Bryce Dickinson now battling with Brandon Van Houten for that second spot. Here comes Marcos Pace down low there, 3 wide, as the 8 ride starting to slide backwards now. The 8 ride on the backslide here. Let's take a look back and see what happens, as that 8 machine all of a sudden just starts to fade away, starting to fall back throughout the field, as maybe a little contact here between him and Lane Phillips. Phillips trying to get hooked up here, trying to roll that outside lane. Doesn't look like he gets a great restart right there. Bryce Dickinson quickly shoots down to the inside to take the race lead away. He washes up the racetrack, and down low, just a big run here, and a great run down the back straightaway into corner number 3 here for the Alpha Shark machine, the Jurassic Shark ride of Mr. Tyler Jackson, and T-Jack's going to use that as their 2, 3, 4 wide back there behind him, and he's just going to slide right up and take this race lead away from Bryce Dickinson. A heartbreaker there for Brycey Barris. He'll stay back in position number 3 on the racetrack here, as Brandon Van Houten does get around him. Now Marcos Pace down to his inside, looking to try to take position number 3 away from that beautiful Papa Mike Promotions Mama Bear 618 Engraving and Designs ride. As Cameron Stefanski now up and into 5th, there is Marcos Pace in 4th, looking down to his inside of Bryce Dickinson there. Cameron Stefanski back in 5th. Seth Castle now into 6th here, as he was quickest in qualifying. He's got a very fast car, but still has to try to work his way through this top 5 and back up to the front of the field here to see if he can lock down another win here in the DWRL. As Cody McCoy, Chase Meredith now side by side, as you actually see the 13 ride go for a big slider right there over the nose of that 8 machine. Now they're side by side again down across the line, as McCoy looking to take that 7th spot away from that Tracker Boats Bass Pro Shop machine. Dakota Proud there in 9th, with Steven Stefanski now working his way inside the top 10 as he started to work his way up towards the front of the field. Unfortunately for Leighton Phillips, he got bounced around a little bit right there, and the Team No Love Kilgore Consulting number 29 ride slides all the way back into that 13th position, battling here with the 23 of Nick Camper and the 38 of Justin Johnson, as Hargreaves right there as well in the thick of things in that DWR number 71 ride. Still a little bit of damage there on the nose of that 71 ride, but going to keep on trucking. It's out in front. It is the Jurassic Shark. It is Tyler Jackson. T-Jack once again out in front, and he is running away with this one. Out to a 1.2 second lead between himself and Brandon Van Houten. Van Houten there in position number 2, but he's got the H&L machine of Bryce Dickinson right there on his back bumper as Brycey Bear now putting down the hammer and looking to see if he can try to take position number 2 back away from that 76 ride here this evening. Marcos Pace and Cameron Stefanski still rounding out our top 5, but Seth Castle right there looking to take that 5th position away from the beautiful PJNFB. Sunrise Racing, WP Creative Design, Steve's Lawn Care number 2 ride, and Stefanski going to slide back into 6th. Seth Castle now finds his way back into our top 5 as he went from the penthouse here. Quickest in qualifying, was supposed to start on that pole position, but the last DWRL race he was in, he ended up winning on a Monday night. And winning a race in the DWRL means that the next race that you're in, you gotta take an EOL, and for that 4 ride, unfortunately had to go to the back of the pack here this evening, but he has been methodically picking and choosing and slowly but surely working his way up and through the field, and now finds that Cocky Flow Consulting KR1 ride, battling for a solid top 5 out there on the speedway as you see Cody McCoy right down low. McCoy showing some great speed out of his ride as he goes for a slider over the 2 ride, almost making a little contact there with the 4, but luckily enough Castle and McCoy able to both keep each other clean out there on the speedway. No contact as they continue to battle here, 2-3 wide for that 5th position. T-Jack loving every little bit of the battle, and back there behind him as he continues just to pull away is now Bryce Dickinson hooked up on that outside lane. He is door-to-door with that 76 of Brandon Van Houten. Van Houten trying to hold on to position number 2 here this afternoon, but man, this is such a heck of a run, heck of a race here. Is my boy Brian Underwood. Brian, what in the world? Why did I not get a notey for that 7 minutes ago? Brian, brother, I hope you're still in here as my boy Brian Mother Fluffin Underwood just became a brand new member of the Peacemaker Sub Club over there on YouTube. He hit that join button, became a member over here on the YouTube channel, an exclusive opportunity there for my boy Underwood, now a part of the Peacemaker Sub Club. Absolutely insane. Brian, I appreciate that, brother. Coming in, smashing that not only the subscribe button, but the join button, and becoming a member here on Peacemaker Gaming. As Brian says, no, Hargreaves, comeback time. It's comeback time there for Hargreaves, and we've seen it time and time again for that number 71 ride, so I wouldn't be surprised if he could make his way back up through the field and maybe put himself up and into a winning situation. Is one good thing over on YouTube as well is that we have these amazing emotes over there. I wish we could get them on Facebook again. I don't know if they're still doing it on Facebook with the custom emotes, but hopefully we can get those implemented over there for the Facebook chat as well, and all of our amazing Peacemaker Sub Club members on the Facebook stream as well. As only 22 more laps left in this race, only 2 more laps left to duke it out here this evening, as it's been non-stop great battling here. Only a couple caution flags, hard non-stop action here this afternoon. Each and every one of these drivers looking to try to put themselves up and into victory lane, but they're all chasing down the Jurassic Shark DWR Tommy Gun Customs ride of Tyler Jackson. Is T-Jack out in front? Bryce Dickinson now into position number 2 here this evening, as he's been able to work himself around that 76 of Brandon Van Houten. Is now we see that 4 ride up and into position number 4, and looking for more is a big slide job right there into the 76. Van Houten goes for the big slider over Brycey Bear. Bryce gonna look to pay him back in 1 and 2 out there on the racetrack. Here comes Van Houten as they're continuing to battle for that second spot. He's been able to reel them in, and now right in this fight at the front of the field, as he's looking to slide right around both of them and take that second spot away and look to see if he can try to hunt down T-Jack here this evening, as the racing action quickly coming to a close here this evening. As each and every one of these drivers, they know that another caution flag, it may not happen. We may not see another yellow flag, so it's time to go. It's time to go right now. If you got anything left in the tank, you can't hold back. Even though you may want to, you may want to leave it for a late race restart, but you can't take that opportunity. If you don't get that late race restart and all of a sudden you got really good tires, but you're back there in that 10th position, you're going to run out of time before you can make some moves and try to hunt down and get yourself a solid finish. So being able to take advantage of the better tires right now is what you got to do. And for that 4 ride, Seth Castle, he is giving it his all down low, looking to see if he can try to roll pull around Brandon Van Houten and go after our second place driver, Bryce Dickinson, as Brycey Bear looking to try to put himself back up on the podium as everybody still trying to hunt down this number 8 machine as T-Jack Tyler Jackson continues to lead the way, showing these drivers how to get it done. Once he got that taste of fresh air, once he got that 8 ride moving and grooving to the front of the field, he has been a man on a mission and just looking to try to put this race to bed and looking to try to put himself up and into victory lane here at the dirt track at Charlotte as Bryce Dickinson rolls there in second, trying to track him down, trying to reel him in. Van Houten there trying to hold on to third with Seth Castle down to his inside. Cody McCoy with a heck of a run here for Cody. Cody in that beautiful 5.6 graphics. Number 13, the Health and Gaming ride rolling there in that 5th position as my boy Justin Johnson, what in the world? JJ coming in, setting it off here in this one. Justin coming in with the 500-star dono as well, dropping the bomb here this afternoon, coming in and now tying Adam Oxley for the big D of the day. They're both hung like mooses up here in Canada, okay? They're hung like meese up here, okay, ladies and gentlemen? Absolutely massive schlongs as the big Ds of the day. 500-star bomb in there from Justin Johnson and Adam Oxley, as Justin says, had to pull off having technical difficulties. Oh, no, not the technical difficulties. Listen, they get us two up here in the broadcast booth, brother, so we understand those technical difficulties are never a good time. They're never fun to experience. As we take a look back, we do see that late race caution flag fly here. Looks like the Kilgore Consulting Team, no love. Number 29 ride going to run into some issues as Nick Camper down low, just going to send it in down deep and unfortunately washes up the racetrack right into the 29 ride as they were battling deeper in the field, and unfortunately there for Lane, just trying to keep himself out of trouble, just trying to have a good solid run, and all of a sudden from deep back there behind him, 3-4 car lengths, just sends it in there, and unfortunately going to just travel right up the track, right into his door, and take that 29 ride around. Going to stay in the throttle there for a while as well, and just make sure he gets that 29 ride taken out right there. That's a heartbreaker there for Lane Phillips, just trying to have a solid day at the Speedway, not looking to get into any of that action, and all of a sudden finds himself turned around, pointed the wrong direction, and seeing those cars coming right at you as we do see that caution flag fly. That means a late race restart here as T-Jack Tyler Jackson now going to have his work cut out for him. Does he have something left in the tank? Can he keep these guys back there at bay? Can Bryce Dickinson, Seth Castle, Brandon Van Houten, Cody McCoy, or any of these other drivers find that extra gear and race their way up to the front of the field and maybe take this win away from the Jurassic Shark machine here this evening? Huge shout out as well to Rob Stefanski. Rob coming in, showing the love with that heart reaction. How are you, Rob? And James Beavers also coming in, dropping that thumbs up over there on the broadcast. How are you, Rob? How are you, James? Coming in, showing the love here in this one. As ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you haven't already, make sure you guys do us a favor. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow, and hit that subscribe button. Become a part of the Peacemaker family here today, as here we go. 11 laps left here in this race from the beautiful dirt track at Charlotte, and a great restart there for the 8 ride as the Jurassic Shark, the DWR Tommy Gun Customs number 8 ride of Tyler Jackson holds down the 4 quickly, gets a good run, good restart there, slides up in front of Bryce Dickinson, now looking to try to keep all these drivers back there at bay. Is down across the line. We get 10 more laps left to go here in this one. Brycey Bear sticking right there with him, not letting him try to run away with it as he's running a completely different line, a little bit of that slide job lane, and that's allowing Bryce Dickinson to stick right there with him as the caution flag is going to come back out. So the caution flag coming back out here in this one. I think we're going to see a couple more issues a little deeper in the field here. I do believe we're going to see some problems for Marco's pace here. Marco's and the 4 ride of Seth Castle, the 2 machine, all kind of getting tied up right here. As I don't know what's going on here with the 4 ride. Oh, it looks like he gets a little contact early on here. Oh, man, this is a heartbreaker for our pole sitter this afternoon. Seth Castle would race his way all the way up inside the top 3 here. Looks like Cody McCoy going to get in there a little too deep. Going to get into his back bumper just a little bit right there. I do believe we're going to see just a little bit of contact, maybe even a little neck goat here. See if we can get another angle at it as the 13 ride I think right here, right about there, yeah, right there, just gets a piece of that Conkey Floyd Consulting number 4 machine to Seth Castle. Now Castle trying to get this car figured out, trying to get it pointed back in the right direction as the Sunrise Racing number 15 rider, Steven Stefanski, going to get into him right there. Then it's just going to keep this car kind of bent out of shape, and now everyone else trying to figure out where they need to go, what they need to do to try to avoid this almost spun out number 4 ride. Unfortunately for and number 2 machine, nowhere to go. Comes down the racetrack. Cameron Stefanski, him and Marcos Pace, they're going to get sandwiched right there with that 4 car right in the middle, making a Seth Castle peanut butter and sandwich ride right there. Is unfortunately they turn that 47 right around. Steven Stefanski, nowhere to go, is going to shove Chris Hill up into the fence. And then you see Jim Revis, the 20 rider Chad Puderbo, going to follow him right up and in there as well as they try to avoid it, end up into the fence. And they are going to see some more contact there as well as, unfortunately for the 29 ride, another tough break here for the 29 machine of Lane Phillips as he's going to get clipped right there as he bounces off of Jim Revis, and hard contact into the outside fence there himself. The 23 rider Nick Camper is going to fly through there, and he's going to get some damage into that. Is the big one here at the dirt track at Charlotte as we quickly go back to the green flag. Green flag back out into the air, and single file restarts allows the 8 ride of Tyler Jackson to get a perfect restart and quickly open up a bit of a car length lead right here, trying to separate himself a lot from Bryce Dickinson as Brycey Bear trying to track him down. Cody McCoy having himself a day and a half here this afternoon, man. McCoy, I don't know where the speed has come from, but Cody McCoy finding a whole nother gear in that 13 machine, and here he is battling up inside the top 3 and looking to try to join this fight for the race win here this afternoon. Van Houten, and I do believe it's the number 2 rider Cameron Stefanski, going to round out our top 5 as William Hargreaves right there as well, as we do see the caution flag come back out here. Looks like the 38 ride of Ryan Carlisle going to run into some issues, and Seth Castle going to get a little piece of it right there, but looks like they're going to keep it clean and green, and then the 38 just going to send it into the corner, loses that rear end, gets a little loose, trying to save it. Unfortunately, car goes around, stopped there on the racetrack. He takes it down pit side, and unfortunately, as he got stopped there on the speedway, they do throw that yellow flag. So a tough break right there for the number 38 machine of Ryan Carlisle. As we'll get them all stacked up, we'll get them racked up, and we'll get ready to do this all over again. Is what's good, Ty? Sweet T gang in the house. Ty Dickinson, what's up, Sweet T, coming in, showing the love here in this one. Ty dropping that heart reaction, and my boy Johnny Ratley, Johnny in the house as well. How are you, Johnny? Johnny coming in, dropping that heart reaction here on the broadcast as well over there on Facebook. As ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you came here for a show. Well, here you go, another late race caution flag here this evening, and we're going to see the green flag come back out with about 7 laps left to go here this evening. Only 7 laps left to figure out who's going to put themselves up and into victory lane here at the beautiful dirt track at Charlotte. And it's the 8 ride. He's done it before. He's looking to do it again. He's picked up a lot of big wins. He's won a lot of championships, and a lot of officials out of that 8 machine. Is Tyler Jackson at the front of the field trying to hold off Bryce Dickinson. Is Brycey Bear looking to put himself back up into victory lane, and Cody McCoy looking for, I do believe, his first broadcasted win here in that 13 machine. As T-Jack, another great restart down through quarter 3 and 4, quickly opens up a couple car lengths there between himself and Brycey Bear, as he's got that Papa Mike Promotions Mama Bear 618 Engraving and Designs H&L ride hooked up here this evening. But man, oh man, him and that 13 rider just a couple inches off each other. Luckily enough, he's able to keep Cody McCoy back there at bay. Cody slides back still into that 3rd position as Van Houten trying to track them down, but McCoy with another big run gets a great launch off of corner number 2, and now goes for the slide job here over Bryce Dickinson. Slide job here at dirt track at Charlotte, and quickly Bryce Dickinson crosses him over, gets back down low, jumps back up to that high side down through quarter 1 and 2. Now the 13 ride was looking to cross him back over, looked to get a big run down into corner number 3 again. Unfortunately, that 76 ride of Brandon Van Houten poked his nose into that battle and kind of kept him back there at bay as Seth Castle has raced his way back inside the top 5, and look out as here comes William Hargreaves. Hargreaves right there as well. now looking to race his way back inside the top 5 as you do see Seth get up into the outside fence. Oh man, Hargreaves had to get out of it right there as he made some pretty good contact there with that 4 wide. Did not want to spin him out, but he has found something up there in that high lane, and he is really all over the back bumper here. Seth Castle just is just kind of right in his way right now, and Hargreaves knows it. Hargreaves knows that he's got a good car. He's found that speed. He's found that lane, and he could probably race his way up towards the top 3 here this evening. Is another big slide jump there into the 13 wide. Another big slider for Cody McCoy. Bryce Dickinson quickly crosses him back over. Same with Brandon Van Houten. They both look to slide that 13 wide as he's going to get stuck right in behind them. Unfortunately, nowhere for him to go. Kind of gets boxed in right there as now here comes Van Houten, maybe with a slide job of his own. Doesn't look like he can pull the trigger as the 84 will stay to his outside as the white flag has been displayed. It's all Tyler Jackson. T-Jack out in front and just running away with this one. But the battle's on. Back for position number 2. Position number 3 as McCoy and Van Houten there door to door down through quarter 3 and out of 4. It's gonna be Tyler Jackson who picks up the checkered flag. Bryce Dickinson coming home in second, and Brandon Van Houten stealing that 3rd spot away from Cody McCoy, but McCoy with a heck of a run coming home there in position number 4. Cameron Stefanski going to round out our top 5 with Lon Franks, Seth Castle, William Hargreaves, Marcos Pace, and Dakota Proud rounding out our top 10 here this evening, but it's all Tyler Jackson. T-Jack, the Jurassic Shark, gonna get it done here in this one. The Dirt Warrior Racing Jurassic Shark, Tommy Gunn Customs, number 8 ride back up into victory lane here in the Dirt Warrior Racing League Trinity Series. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our race winner, Tyler Jackson, and the rest of our top 3. Bryce Dickinson with a heck of a run, heck of a drive there for that 618 Engraving and Designs HNL Papa Mike Promotions Mama Bear number 84 ride as he comes home in position number 2 here this evening in that Heartbeat Hot Sauce Company number 76 of Brandon Van Houten coming home there in 3rd, man. Great run, great battle right down to the very end of this race as we'll get ready to pull our race winner and the rest of our top 3 up and into the broadcast booth here for some post-race interviews. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up here for our winner, Tyler Jackson. As Cody says, dang it, man. Dang it is right, Cody. Such a great run, brother. Oh, so close to a solid top 2, top 3 machine here this evening as Lori says, way to go, my boy. Brandon in that 76 ride. Lori with... He had a great run. Van Houten was really, really good. As Johnny Rowley says, Bryce Dickinson, see Jim in the holler. You have been DQ'd. Oh, no, Brycey Bear. No, he hasn't been DQ'd. At least I don't think he's been DQ'd. That's not up to me. That's not up to my discretion. It's Mama Bear says, good run. Brycey Bear. Mama Bear is doing a happy dance. We love it when Mama Bear's doing a happy dance out there. We love that. We always love that. Cheering on T-Jack as well. Cody says, maybe next time. Maybe next time, brother. Hey, there's always going to be more races, more opportunities for you to jump up there and put yourself into a good finish here in the series. As here we go, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, our race winner, Tyler Jackson. Hey, T-Jack, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. They get a copy? Oh, T-Jack always has problems with his mic here. Always has problems with his mic. T-Jack, if you can hear me, jump into the DWR hauler right now. Jump into that channel, because I know he has to do it. I know he has to jump into a different channel. So let's see if he can slide in there. Okay, I've moved, so he can move now into this other voice channel here as well, and hopefully he can get in here and talk. It seems like whenever I drag him in, he doesn't have voice comm. So let's see if we can get him in here. As Sean Schmidt says, good job, Bryce. Great job there for Bryce C. Barris. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here's our race winner, Tyler Jackson. T-Jack, do you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, man. I don't know what's going on in my Discord. I can't get drug in right away. It takes me 2 or 3 clicks.
Yeah, that's super, super interesting, but nonetheless, we got to figure it out, brother. We knew what the issue was, but T-Jack, man, what a run, what a drive here in this one, man, as that was a heck of a show here. Coming back up through the field, racing your way up to the front there, taking a couple big moves, a couple big runs there on that one restart, and put you right into victory lane here this evening, even with some of those late race restarts, knowing that you just got to try to keep all these drivers back there at bay.
Yeah, we really missed qualifying. 2.5 seconds off or 2.5 tenths off the quick time. I ran the same line the guy did that sat on the pole. So I don't know what happened, but man, that really buried us in 16th. And then I knew as long as I could get to the bottom early, we could get down there and just kind of roll the bottom and save tires a little bit. And when 2 or 3 guys outside you are rubbing and racing for that top lane, they get together, they stack up. So even if that bottom lane wasn't quite as fast as that lane, they'd stack up once in a while. We'd catch some cars, and yeah, it really worked out there. A couple restarts, we got down low and made some time, and then once we got to the lead there, I started that slider line, and man, that thing was hauling the mail, and really didn't feel like I was spinning the tires all in the corner. I'd be full throttle, real deep into the corner, but then just kind of let the thing drift up, and really didn't feel like I was getting the car sideways. So I don't think I was hurting the right rear that bad. And then yeah, that caution with I don't know what it was, 12 to go or 13 to go, whatever it was. I tried that line again, and Bryce caught me. The second lap, he was running the top in 1 and 2, and he caught me. So I knew we had to move up. And once we moved up 1 and 2, and kind of almost ran a little bit of a diamond line, just something different, trying to keep the car straight and the momentum going. Looked pretty good, felt good. Was happy to get the win.
Yeah, absolutely. Car looked good, looked fast out there every single lap as you were able to race your way up to the point there and then hold all these guys off back there behind you. You had some very, very fast drivers and some surprising drivers up there battling as well when you look up through the top 3, top 5 there. You see Cody McCoy battling. You see Seth Castle from the back of the pack and even running into some issues there late in the race. He's right back up there towards the top 5, battling, trying to hunt you down, trying to knock you out of this top spot where you're getting a little bit nervous there with those late race restarts where maybe somebody like Seth or Hargreaves or somebody that had issues or had to go to the back of the pack early in this race, maybe they were saving a little extra there for late in this one.
Yeah, it really doesn't matter the name. You don't want to see those cautions when you got that big of a lead. And then, I wasn't sure if I really burnt the tire up or not. I mean, you really don't know until you get lined back up. It seemed like the last few laps I was watching lap times, those guys, Bryce and whoever else was running with them, seemed like they were a little quicker than me with 12 to go. So yeah, it's always, you never know with this game. You don't know how cautions are going to fall, and the track changes a lot under caution. It's kind of strange. I don't know if it's something to do with your tires getting hot and getting cool and getting hot again, or heat cycles, but yeah, I didn't know what to do at the end, and luckily we got a couple really good restarts. I felt like didn't spin the tires at all, and the restarts I think are what won us that race.
Yeah, some great restarts there, getting a pretty good launch and keeping those guys a few car lengths back there behind you. And then as they start battling for position number 2, we see a late in this race just build that gap back up again and just cruise control all the way up and into victory lane here in that beautiful Jurassic Shark machine. T-Jack, take us back in who you'd like to thank here this evening, right from the drop of the green flag all the way down to this checkered flag for such a great run, strong performance, and an amazing victory here at the dirt track at Charlotte.
Yeah, man, it's a beautiful thing when there's no cars in front of you and the ones behind you are side by side. So you're gonna be able to make some time when you get to use the whole track and they can't. So yeah, thanks to all the guys at DWR putting us on. I wasn't sure they were gonna broadcast tonight. Barely made it, so I'm glad you had free time and we got in here and didn't get to race Jamie tonight. Jamie got me Wednesday straight up, so we'll have to run him again straight up sometime here. And yeah, congrats to Bryce on second. It's a really good run, and Brandon in third. Seemed like a pretty clean race. I mean, a lot of 2-3 wide that I was involved with and minimal contact. So I would call it a successful night.
Yeah, definitely a very successful night, especially when you're able to jump up and into victory lane. T-Jack, welcome, or good jump, good run, and welcome back up into victory lane. And hopefully we'll see you back out there Wednesday afternoon for another great show, another great race, and maybe you get to duke it back out again with Jamie Massey for maybe another win here this season.
Yeah, we'll be here Wednesday for sure. And yeah, thanks for everybody for watching. We'll see you next week.
Absolutely, Tyler. Congrats on the win. Don't party too hard down there in victory lane, and we'll see you back out there on the racetrack in the next one.
Oh, we're gonna crack some virtual beers open here real quick.
Perfect. Beauty.
See ya.
See ya, brother. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our race winner, Tyler Jackson, as T-Jack picks up the win here this evening. Solid run, solid drive there for the Jurassic Shark Machine here this evening. As my boy Blaze Rachel's, what's good, Blaze? Blaze coming in with that like on the stream. John Schmidt coming in with that heart reaction. My boy Racing Jason Fontaine coming in with that thumbs up here, as well as Scott Speaks. What's good, Scotty? Scotty coming in, dropping that thumbs up on the broadcast as well. How are you, Scott? How you doing this afternoon? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're going to get ready to pull in our second place finisher, the 84 of Bryce Dickinson. Bryce coming home here in that second spot. Let's get him up and into the broadcast booth. Hey, Bryce, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. Do you get a copy?
I sure do, buddy.
Ricey Bear, man, what a run, what a drive. Take us back through this one. Obviously qualifying good here tonight and then battling hard all evening long up inside that top three. As at first it was you and your, virtual teammate here, Lane Phillips, and the 8 right there for quite a while, duking it out there at the front of the field. And that one restart, they kind of got a little bit slow on that start. You were able to get a great run, a great drive, and quickly work yourself down low and take that race lead away for a few laps. And then all of a sudden, T-Jack just down that bottom side was able to just power right on through and take that lead away from you. But late in this race, you showed that speed up on the top shelf. You made him have to change his lineup after that caution flag with 12 laps left to go. He was able to kind of take the air away from you, and then all these other late race restarts just not able to get the launch that you were looking for there with the single file restarts.
Yeah, going back to qualifying, Lane and I were kind of bouncing ideas off of each other, so I went out quick. And I turned to 1, so I kind of knew maybe that line was going to be money going into qualifying. And first it put us up there in the top 5. So I couldn't be too mad at myself about that one. And then, we load up, and whoever was supposed to start pole, I think it was Cody McCoy, he got the EOL, so thankfully that moved us up a row. And Lane and I, we just kind of game planned from there on what we were going to do. He told me he wasn't going to push too hard. He was going to, kind of back her into the corner. So I was doing everything I could to follow him, try not to run him over, but also at the same time search to see if there was any other speed on the track. But, it kind of sucked that it was high side dominant or that slider line. That one restart, I'm not too sure what happened to the 8 car. He took off, and then it's like he threw out the parachute out the back and said, "I don't want to do this anymore." And I got super excited. I got all giddy, and I was like, I don't know if I take it. I don't know if I, stop. What? And then the devil on my shoulder said, just send her in there and see what happens.
Well, you definitely sent her in there, and you were able to take advantage of it and put yourself out in front there for a bit. But then you see that 8 right of Taylor Jackson take the race lead away from you, and then you kind of wait patiently back there. You're battling for a little bit there between you and Seth Castle, and the 76 of Brandon Van Houten put on a great show there. And then late in this race, as I said, you're getting those good restarts, and with 11 laps left to go, you start to the outside of T-Jack, and you really give him a run for his money there for a little bit. Then as those single file restarts came up, it just seemed like you couldn't get the restarts that you were hoping for, and then all of a sudden you're right in this battle, this Hail Mary throws from Cody McCoy and the 76 of Brandon Van Houten. As you guys get the slicing and dicing it there in the closing laps, it just allows T-Jack to run away and pick up the dub here in this one. But man, you guys put on a hell of a show back there for that second place all evening long.
Yeah, as soon as I seen the fin start poking out of the water around the bottom, I knew it was kind of game over. So I knew I was going to have to use the high side to my advantage somehow. I was praying and praying and praying for that caution to came out, but unfortunately, I guess I prayed too hard and got too many cautions, which kind of killed my momentum there. I think if we would have just had that one, then it would have definitely been a show for, the fans at home. But can't really take anything away from T-Jack. He's always good when it comes to running the bottom or, sliding up to the top. So he deserves this one. Got to thank the guys back over at H&L. They always have my back. Lane, for him showing up tonight, I can't thank him enough. 618 laser engraving, 14M designs and logos. Michael absolutely knocked this wrap out of the park. I got to thank Sweet Tea, Mama Bear, Papa Mike, my niece, Livy, she's watching, so I got to thank her. she's probably my biggest fan, and I won't ever forget that.
Absolutely. Well, you definitely put on a heck of a show for all the fans in the stands here this afternoon. Bryce, as you're able to come home in position number 2, park that 84 ride up and on the podium here at the dirt track at Charlotte. Brother, congratulations on the amazing run. Congratulations on the great race. And hopefully we'll see you back out there on the racetrack next Wednesday. And maybe right back up here in the broadcast booth, maybe being the first one up here and being down in victory lane.
Fingers crossed. We're always looking for one better, so hopefully we're up here on the top talking to you next week.
Absolutely, brother. Bryce, enjoy the rest of your evening, and congrats again on the second place finish.
Thank you, buddy.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Give it up there for Bryce Dickinson as Brycey Bear coming home in position number 2 here this evening. As I don't know what's going on with old Brycey Bear's photo there. He's just a baby. He's just a baby. Okay, you can't blame old Brycey Bear for that one. As my boy Brian Mother Fluffin Underwood, Brian coming in, setting it off over there on YouTube, coming in with the $5 USD dono over there on the YouTube stream, coming in with that super chat over there on YouTube, setting it off here in this one. Says, great broadcast and great racing, Brian. Heck of an amazing guy coming in, showing the big love, not only becoming a part of the Peacemaker Sub Club, but also coming in with a $5 super chat as well. Absolutely insane, man. Way too generous, and we appreciate you showing the big love here in this one. As, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're going to put the baby photo away here of Brycey Bear, and we're going to get ready to pull in our third place finisher here. That 76 rider, Brandon Van Houten, is Brandon coming home in position number 3 here this evening. We'll pull him back up into the booth as Ty Dickinson says, Liv said he'll never beat the dinosaur car. It's true. It's true. I mean, T-Jack, he's tough to beat, but that dinosaur car is always, always fast. The Jurassic Shark, he's tough. He's a tough cookie. If he can get out in front, it's tough to beat him, but I think Brycey Bear, I think if we would have saw that go clean and green from that, that caution flag around 11 laps left to go, I think Bryce had something for him. He might have been able to keep that car wound up on the high side and maybe been able to find a way to get around that number 8 machine here this evening. As Mama Bear says, awesome job tonight, Aaron. I appreciate that, Mama Bear, coming in showing the love here in this one. A Papa Mike as well says, Aaron Woods, you're the best on the sim. I appreciate that, Papa Mike. I love you guys coming in showing the love here in this one. As John Schmidt says, we can come up with a bunch of cute Bryce baby pictures. Oh baby, send them to me. We'll go through them right now, giving me all the Brycey Bear baby pictures. You know, throw Ty's in there as well, John. Throw Ty's in there as well. We'll pull them up on the screen. We'll figure out which ones we like the best. 100%. We'll rate them. We'll rate them there. I don't know if we want to do that. I don't know. That's a bit of a weird way to spend an afternoon looking at someone else's baby pictures. I don't know if I would want to do that. As we're going to get ready, we're going to pull Brandon up here into the booth. Hey, Brandon, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. Did you get a copy?
Yes, sir.
Brandon, man, solid run, great drive here again tonight as you're able to pull that 76 right up and onto the podium here again, man, after a hard-fought race all evening long, just battling up inside that top 5, top 3 for pretty much this entire race, and even there at the end, door to door with Cody McCoy back down through 3 and 4 and back across the line, and it will perk yourself up here in third, man. It's got to feel pretty good with the names that are back there behind you and the names that are just there in front of you. Obviously, T-Jack, Brycey Bear, strong competitors here this afternoon. You're going to be happy with this third place performance.
Oh, yes, sir. 100%. It's something about this track I always do good at, but they made me work for it, especially Bryce, Cody, and Seth. I think, me personally, put on the best show. Tyler's always got to win it, but it was just something. I don't know. I can't. There's no words for it. I can't even tell you. I'm kind of in shock.
Yeah, definitely. It's always shocking, man, when you can finish off a race like that and all the battling and everything else and just, expecting probably so many times with the slide jobs and everything else that something could go wrong, something could happen, and all of a sudden your day could be over in an instant, especially late in these races, and it gets so tough to make these passes. It gets so tough to battle through the field when you look at the names and the competition level that's out there on the racetrack, to try to battle back through those those guys. To battle your way up 7 spots even and park it up here in position number 3 has got to feel like a win in its own.
Oh, it definitely is. I mean, no matter who joins these DWR races, it's always a tough battle with everybody. I mean, I've been racing with these guys for a good while, and to be able to finish in front of them feels good. But that last restart saved me. And I mean, the one before that, I spun my tires on the restart going right through the slick, and they pulled away from me, and I thought I wasn't gonna get another caution, and I was just kind of accepting it. But that last restart really saved me.
Yeah, definitely saved you. Definitely put you into another good spot as you're able to hit those restarts and then just absolutely duke it out between you and Bryce and Cody there in the closing laps. Man, take us back through that, as I'm sure it had to be a blast. We see the slide jobs and the crossovers, the 2-wide, 3-wide battle in there for position number 2 here late in this race. And then, as I said, right there, door to door through the final couple quarters between you and McCoy, and you're able to just drive it down in there deeper and get the good run off quarter number 4 and pull away with that 3rd place run.
Oh, definitely. I can't even it was so much stuff going on. I was just trying to keep it off of them, truly. And if I had the opportunity to slide one of them, I would just go for it. I think my right rear was at 43%, and Bryce he just had that line right around the top 1 and 2, and I couldn't get around him. And then Cody came along, and then Seth, and it just everybody. I was overwhelmed.
It was non-stop, amazing racing action from you here tonight, Brandon, as you're able to come home in 3rd and park it up here in the dirt track at Charlotte podium here this evening. Brother, who'd you like to thank for such a strong run and strong performance out there on the racetrack?
I gotta thank my mom and dad, because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have anything I have. And I gotta thank Twisted Speed.
Beauty. Well, Brandon, great run, strong performance here this evening. We can't wait to see you back out there on the racetrack, hopefully next Wednesday, and right back up here right into the broadcast booth, maybe a couple spots better, and up into victory lane yourself.
Sir, hope I can get one more before it ends.
Absolutely, brother. We can't wait to see you back out there.
Thank you.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our 3rd place finisher, Brandon Van Houten. Van Houten with a heck of a run, heck of a drive right there, able to park that 76 run up and into position number 3 and round out our podium here this evening. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, unfortunately, that is going to do it for us here tonight. Some absolutely amazing racing action, a ton of back and forth, a ton of great battles out there on the racetrack. It was non-stop action, door to door, 2-wide, 3-wide, even a little 4-wide out there on the speedway here at the beautiful dirt track at Charlotte. And for the Dirt Warrior Racing League, the Trinity Series, putting on another amazing show here this afternoon. Huge shout out to all these amazing drivers for putting on a great show, keeping it for the most part pretty cool, calm, and collective. A lot of good green flag laps, a couple cautions sprinkled in there, especially later on in the race, but that's bound to happen when everybody is running inches apart and mistakes happen in a quick hurry out there, and sometimes you just got nowhere to go, nothing you can do except for hang on and hope for the best. And unfortunately, for a few drivers not getting the runs that they were hoping for, when you look back through the field at drivers like Lon Franks or Seth Castles, Hargreaves, Marcos Payne, some cats that just got tied up and tore up early on, and often out there on the racetrack, when you even look farther back at Jim Revis and Lon Franks, with a couple times nowhere for them to go out there on the speedway. As we'll get them all stacked up, we'll get them all racked up, and we'll get ready to go back to battle on Wednesday night here for these guys. They will go back to battle here with the Dirt Warrior Racing League on Wednesday night, but we'll be back in action tomorrow night as the Premium Stock Car Racing League goes back to battle tomorrow evening just around 9:30 Eastern Time. So a little bit later show, but nonetheless going to be another amazing race, another amazing show, and I can't wait to see each and every one of you guys there. Is my boy Justin Toll. What's good, JT? Justin coming in. He sets it off with the 50-star dono. Says, did I win? Did I win? Justin, you always win, brother. You always win. Maybe not the race, but but you always win my heart, brother. That's what matters the most. That's what matters the most, is that you're winning my heart, okay? I appreciate you. I appreciate the 50-star dono, sending it off here late in this one. Unfortunately, that is going to do it for us here this evening, man. Some absolutely amazing racing, absolutely amazing action out there on the racetrack, and I can't thank you guys enough. Everyone coming in, showing the love here this evening. All the likes, the comments, the shares, everyone that came in and hit that follow button or hit that subscribe button over there on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube, and for all the amazing support that you guys showed here tonight as well, man. Everyone coming in with the stars, everyone coming in with the subscriptions as well. My boy Brian Underwood coming in, becoming a member over there on YouTube. Everyone just showing non-stop love here this evening, and I appreciate each and every single one of you, and I can't wait to see you guys back up and in the grandstands cheering these guys on tomorrow night. As Justin says, have a good night, man. You as well, Justin. Have yourself a wonderful night, brother. I appreciate you. I appreciate you hitting that like button as well. As we will end it there, and we will get ready to unfortunately go to bed and get ready to go to work again tomorrow, and we'll be right back up here though tomorrow night. More racing action here on Peacemaker Gaming. You never want to miss out on it. You never want to miss any of the action. Make sure you guys turn those bell notifications on, that way you don't miss out when we go live here on Peacemaker Gaming, as it's non-stop racing action every single night of the week here on the channel. As I thank you all for tuning in, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you guys back here tomorrow evening. Peace and love, baby. Peace and love, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, man, what a run, what a race, what a show by each and every one of these competitors, man. That was so much fun.
Roaring engines rip the night, burning bright, yeah, no stop. Wheels screaming, spit that fire, dirt and gravel, they pop. Oil slick under the street lights, the shadows start to dance. Adrenaline like thunder, man, give me that last chance. Wednesday night, street fights, racing for the win. Broken steel and busted dreams, we wear it on our skin. Smell the fumes, taste the danger, hold tight to the wheel. This ain't no love song, baby, this is raw real. Crowds gather up like wolves, howling for that speed. Races blood pumping fast, gasoline is all they need. Tracks alive like a monster, the dirt flies and bends. Ruthless turns, heart turns savage till the night ends. Wednesday night, street fights, racing for the win. Broken steel and busted dreams, we wear it on our skin. Smell the fumes, taste the danger, hold tight to the wheel. This ain't no love song, baby, this is raw real. Underneath the moonlight, crowds roar so loud. Pride's in the throttle, not in faces of a crowd. A brotherhood of metal, sweat, gears that grind. Cross that line or get left behind. Cold air cuts the dawn, still our fires rage. Holding bruises like trophies, exhaling battle cage. The stands are empty now, but the ghosts they remain. This dirt track story sings forever in our veins. Wednesday night, street fights, racing for the win. Broken steel and busted dreams, we wear it on our skin. light burning bright, yeah, no stop. Wheels screaming, spit that fire, dirt and gravel, they pop. Oh, slick under the street lights, the shadows start to dance. Adrenaline like thunder, man, give me that last chance. Wednesday night, street fights, racing for the win. Broken steel and busted dreams, we wear it on our skin. Smell the fumes, taste the danger, hold tight to the wheel. This ain't no love song, baby, this is raw real. Crowds gather up like wolves, howling for that speed. Races blood pumping fast, gasoline is all they need. Tracks alive like a monster,